Yo, what up? Welcome back to Cranktown City. And today we're going to be making a compost bin that will rotate itself using as much trash that I have laying around as is humanly possible. If I can just get it out of here. Yep. Oh. So I got this little motor that's been laying around for quite some time. We're going to see if we can use this for the actual bin. I've got that good old drum there. I guess the first thing to do would be to figure out if this even works. Now, cross your fingies. So it says on it 22 volts DC, and if you remember from the last video, I got 24 volts right here. So let's do a little rig job, see if we can get this thing to spin. Alrighty, we're all rigged up to there. Let's give it a whirl. Click. Nothing. Shit. So I wonder if any of this stuff is involved. Time to do more snooping. So we got it taken apart. The brushes still seem like they got a decent amount of meat. Everything in here is pretty dirty. So I'm gonna try and clean it up, clean up the commutator, and put it back together and see if it'll go. Fingers crossed. Done and done. She's nice and shiny again. Now it's time to put it back together off camera because I don't want to embarrass myself trying to get it on these brushes again. Oh look, that's where all the dirt went. Man, the initial test was off camera. I feel bad I missed that, but whoa! Oh fuck. It works! That is the first time that cleaning something actually fixed it. So let's see, that thing's spinning pretty dang fast. Let's see what it looks like with the gearbox reattached. Oh, still pretty fast. But it is over voltage a little bit, and I'm going to be gearing it down even more when I attach it to the compost bin. The good news is she spins. So now let's start working on a design. So we'll have our 55-gallon barrel, have a little door cut into it, and then that will be sitting on top of a frame of sorts with little casters that it'll sit on. That way it can rotate without having to run an axle through it or anything, and it will be driven by the motor mounted down here with what will more than likely be a bike chain pairing the two together. And since the motor is a DC motor, this thing could be run off of a solar panel, but where I'm at right now, I have better access to AC power, so I will just be putting a power supply on it. But you know, in the future, if it needs to be run on a solar panel, it can be. So we're going to start by building the frame. just take a second to say this electromagnetic clamp is the best damn thing I've ever built. It's useful for everything, man. Horrible lighting. Gonna weld some fins on the inside here for actually turning the material. Gonna cut a door out in there, something that can be sealed nicely. And then gonna cap this end with a mount for my little sprocket gear here to get the power to it. So, we all knew the CNC machine was coming out eventually. Here we go. Really gonna try and use up some nasty material here. This is gonna smell great. Bad news, boys. We're all out of wire. And I'm broke. Well, they're halfway in. Nice. So I just had a really hard time getting this thing off. So probably gonna end up cutting these bolts down. I'm also gonna oversize the holes on this just a little bit, so hopefully it'll be easier to wiggle on and off of there. So I think I didn't film this part. I don't know yet. I'll know when I'm editing. But I added this little latch, some hinges, and we got a functioning door now. And now I think we're safe to cap this piece. Alright, before reinstalling the door, I'm going to go ahead and paint it so I don't have to pull it off later and do it. Gonna do silicone on the inside of this. That's a whole lot cheaper than weld wire. And then, gonna put weather stripping along here and along the inside of the door so it should be totally sealed. Alright, that's that. Went ahead and painted the door off camera, installed the weather stripping, put the door on. You didn't want to see me putting the door on. I was struggling, man. But works pretty good. Got my seal there, got the weather stripping in here. And you know, this thing's really starting to become a tank of a compost bin. But I'm pretty pleased with this so far, so I'm going to cut the video here, call it part 1, part 2. We're going to be mounting the motor, we're going to be putting a gear mount on here, and playing with power supplies and seeing what's going to make this thing spin good. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.